Hi, hello everyone. This is Princess Roy, the host of the Pink Room Show. So today we are back live on the Pink Room Show, and this month is our November. This show is our November episode, and today is another wonderful day. You know how we do it. Okay, so today myself, I'm live now. Oh, thank you. I've seen people tuning in already. Thank you guys. Keep on tuning in. Every question that you have, please don't forget to go and comment on our comment button. Now we're live on Roy Network on YouTube. We're also live on YKA TV. We are live on Aberdeen TV, Lively TV UK, Aberdeen TV Nigeria, YKA TV Nigeria, and Roy Network. And our distributors are Universe Network USA. So we are live on the Pink Room Show today. And today, I'm not going to do the introduction. I'll let her do the introduction, right? So please share the link, invite your friends and families to join us today. Let us do this together because today is a different thing altogether. Normally what we do is that I have people my guests come on the show and they will choose a topic from our audience, the top question that we've received within the month, and that we'll discuss about this. But this today, next month is December, right? We're going to celebrate Jesus. We're going to celebrate the birth of Christ and all that. So this month, we're going to discuss a different thing altogether this month. November is a special month. So we're going to discuss something different. We'll have our guest on the show today. She's going to talk about herself, tell us her life story, about her relationship, her previous relationship, how she was able to overcome it, and the things that she's been through in life, and how she was able to come out from there. So that if you're watching and you have been through the same situation before, you will know how to come out. You see, that's what testimonies are about. This is what our life story is about. Just not to just say it, but to empower someone out there, so that if someone is going through something, you can also come out from it. So today I put a topic as sharing a shocking life story. So if you're watching, please get ready, get ready, get ready, get ready. So we normally do our segments, our funny segments, our what is going on segment. So I wanted to let you escape this, but my audience are saying that no, you have to ask her. As long as she's on the show, you have to ask her. Okay? So first, before we start our segment, I want you to introduce yourself to the
Okay.
audience. Where you've joined us from, what you are into, and all that. So yeah,
All
ta-da!
right. Okay. Thank you.
Right.
All right, everybody, and thank you so much for having me, Princess Roy.
Oh,
I am.
welcome.
Thank you. I'm Apostle Stanta Cornelius, and I
Right.
am from this beautiful island down in the Caribbean called Antigua. Actually,
Right.
one of two islands, a twin island state of Antigua and Barbuda, and I live
Wow.
on the island of Antigua. And we are famously known to have 365 beaches, one for each day of the year.
Wow.
Yes,
Hmm.
some beautiful blue crystal waters that I'm sure one of you, everybody out there, will be happy to dip in one of these days. So who knows? You
Right.
never know. God is able, right? And yes, outside of that, I am, of course, a minister of the gospel. But
Right.
my area on my calling is actually in media. So I'm a
Right.
radio host. I do television. I do gospel events. Also a magazine as well, and I do a bit of
Right.
artist management and artist development and a host of other things that I can't even begin to list right now.
Right.
But let's just say I'm very active in purpose.
Right.
I'm a
Multi-talented.
right there. Yes, I have so many
Right.
gifts. It's too much. It's too much. I'll just say I'm actively engaged in purpose. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we will wish to come to your country. So tell us again,
Yes.
where are you joining us from
Yeah.
again?
Yes, so that's in Antigua. That's
Antigua.
Antigua, not Antigua in Guatemala. Not Antigua in Guatemala. Don't get it confused. So it's
Right.
Antigua and Barbuda, and we're one of the Leeward Islands. So you have to look down in the Caribbean Sea area there,
Wow.
and we're right there. We're right next to an island called Montserrat. We're close to Montserrat and Saint Kitts and Nevis,
Wow.
Dominica, Guadeloupe. We're right in that area right there.
Wow. I don't know if my audience have you been there before, because I want to go there, because the way she's sounding, it looks like it's going to be very interesting place to visit, like a
Hmm.
tourist place to go and
Yes.
visit. So wow,
Yes. Yes,
that's
and we get a
amazing.
lot of visitors from the UK. We get a lot of visitors from the UK. We have a
Right.
lot of visitors from the US, Germany, all over Africa. We have
Wow.
a huge population of persons from well, we're Africans, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Persons coming over
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
motherland who live here. So we are melting pot,
Amazing.
more or less, type of culture. Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yes. Yes.
This is very interesting. I am going to try and visit the place. Definitely I'll come there and come and visit. So that's
You need
that's
to.
it's
You
very
need
good
to.
to have you on the Pinkham show. So our
Yes. Consider.
okay, guys. So if you just tune in, this is Princess Roy. Um, we are live now on Roy Network, UK, Aberdeen TV Nigeria, YKA TV Nigeria, Lively TV UK, and our distributors are Universe Network USA. So we are live now. We're discussing about today. We're going to go to a different dimension. So we're going to talk about shocking life story. All right. So if you haven't tuned in, all please share the link. Invite your friends and families to come. I'm telling you, you will not waste your time today. As you join us, you're going to be impacted. Your life will never be the same, because you're going to learn a lot on the Pinkham show, right? And if you have any comment, please you can share your comment, or all the channels that you're watching from, or the links you can also comment on Roy Network. We're here. Every question that you have, anything that you want to talk to us about, we're here to answer you. Okay, so our funny segment, right?
Mhm.
Someone said to me, the person was saying, okay, I asked this question last month. That was our anniversary. Last month was our anniversary. So we're going to ask you the same questions. Um,
Okay.
One of our audience said that we should ask you, if in case we ask you to kiss a pig, right, for £1,000, would you do it? Would you do it?
Now, is this a clean pig?
You see, this is the same thing. The last time they were asking, everyone wanted a clean pig, but we wouldn't give you £1,000 for you to. We wouldn't give you £1,000 for you to kiss a clean pig. No, we want something that is
You know
challenging.
what?
We'll be challenging to you.
You know what? You know what? I'm not afraid of those type of challenges. I would do it. I would do
You
it.
do. Wow.
But show me the money first. Show me the money first.
So
Show me the money first. That's all I'm saying.
okay, guys, get the money ready. Get the money. Tell the person that said that question to get the money ready, okay? Because she's ready. She said she's gonna do it.
Oh
Right.
God.
But last time when we asked this question, right? Everyone was running away. No, 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 I'm not gonna do it. If only it's clean, I'm gonna kiss it. It's only clean. Well, good that you said you do it. You are up for any challenge, and well done for that. Well,
Yes.
so she's waiting for the money, right? Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
get her.
All right.
Right. Guys, if you tune in, this is
Yeah.
the Pink Room Show with Princess Roy, and I've got my wonderful guest on the show, Apostle Stan Shaw, Cornelos. She is on the show with us today, and we're discussing about sharing shocking life story today. Right. So we've done as usual, as we do our what funny segments, what is going on segment. So we're going to talk about today's what is going on segment, right? So most of our what is going on segment, what I've realized is that it's all come to abuse, right? So I watched this story on the social media whereby there is a man who is I would say that the man is about 60s. He's in his 60s, right? And then he had an affair with a girl who was I think that time she was about 12 years old of age, right? And this man, after what he did, having an affair with a 60 plus years old, having an affair with a girl who is about 12 years old, right? After he did that, when people approached him, what he was saying is that the girl is not a child and she consented for having an affair with her. And my question is, what is going on? This man is married. He's got children who are even older than this girl. But felt no remorse, have no remorse, have no shame. Had an affair with this girl from apparently he was having an affair with this girl right from the age 12 years, and now the girl is about I think 18 or 17 years or something. So for the past 5 years, he's been having an affair with this girl, and he's saying that the girl gave her consent. The girl is not a child. And my question is, what exactly is going on? What is going on?
Well, my goodness. I wish I could say that situations like that is not common where I
Mm,
live, but we
right.
have a lot of cases like that
Mm,
here in Antigua, and we're actually trying to push for more, I would say, stronger sentences and stuff like that
right.
in these type of cases. But to
Hmm.
that particular situation, I would have to say, what is going on is exactly what the word of God says is going on, that men
Right.
have become lovers of
Of
themselves.
themselves.
Now, we
Right.
may think that may mean, people are going to start to want, more expensive cars and bigger
Mm,
houses, but it's
hmm.
not really that. It's about this little thing called pride. And
Right.
when a person feels justified in their action, meaning
Right.
he has a desire, right?
Hmm.
He has a
Hmm.
feeling, whatever it is that he's feeling, he wants to satisfy it. And
Right.
he's saying, whosoever is willing to consent to this,
Mm,
hey, it's fair game. You understand?
right.
But
Right.
his thinking is so corrupted, it's so perverted, it's so
Mm,
distorted that
mm,
he cannot make the distinction between
right.
what is moral or what is immoral. All he's
That's it.
thinking about is what is good for him,
That's
which
it.
is what makes it prideful. So
Hmm.
when you ask such a person, hey,
Mm,
don't you see this is wrong? Don't you see
hmm.
that this is not right? Or
Yeah.
this doesn't add up? No, he
Mm,
can't see it because he's blinded by his
right.
own selfish desires. And that's just
Right.
pretty much what it is at the end of the
Right.
day.
Right. It's a
Yeah.
shame. Honestly, it's a
Yes.
shame.
Yes,
Because
it is.
if you have a child like that, you have a child at that age, would you say that, oh, she's okay because she consented for it, she accepted it, so it's okay, it's normal, so
No,
I'll allow my
no.
child, my daughter who is about 12 years to sleep with a man who is about 60 plus, and it's normal. And
Yeah. I'm
some
telling you.
people, yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that there are actually some young, I don't want to, I'm not calling any names or anything, but there's
Right.
actually some young girls in the village where I live who
Mm.
live this type of life and think it's okay, that is cool,
Right.
and they've been doing this from a pretty young age. Now,
Yeah.
none of them have passed the age of 16 yet, you
Mm.
know, but they've
Mm.
been engaged in this lifestyle. And when you talk to
Mm.
them, they look at you like, what? This is nothing. Like, I'm not doing anything. I'm
Right.
just living my life.
Right.
Why?
Right.
Because it's like a means of survival or a means of
Yeah.
feeling
Mm-hmm.
appreciated,
Mm-hmm.
accepted,
Mm-hmm.
embraced,
Mm-hmm.
valued, because that type of what do you want to say, that may not necessarily be available even from their
Right.
parents or the environment that they grew up in, so they look for it elsewhere. And so
Right.
whoever gives it to them,
Mm.
wow, this
Mm.
man loves me, or he finds me
Mm.
attractive, he finds me this,
Mm.
I'm desired, I'm wanted. so it registers in their mind as, yeah,
Right.
this is what it is. So they use
Mm-hmm.
that as a means of exchange. So they get money,
Right.
they get stuff,
Right.
they get cell phone, they get, they get
Mm.
shoes, they get
Mm.
clothes, they get to look cute.
Mm.
And
Mm.
it's crazy, but oh my God.
Honestly, honestly,
Ah,
because I think with that girl's issue, the same thing. I think that the mom is not feeling well. She's
mhm,
even having a mental problems, and the man is struggling because he has to look after their wife and all that. So, to me, I feel like,
mhm.
sometimes I don't know who to blame. I don't know if I should blame the girl. I don't know, but I think that
Right.
taking an advantage of a girl like that, I don't know
Mhm.
why nowadays people cannot come out from their heart to help others without, if you see someone who is
Right.
a child who is struggling, why can't you,
Yes.
as a man,
You're
have a
right.
good heart towards the person and help the person than to take advantage of that child?
Mm.
I think about these things,
It's
and
weird.
sometimes it hurts. It hurts so badly.
Yes.
Why people
Yes.
cannot do good anymore without taking advantage of
Mhm.
people? Every time
I'm
it's like,
telling
if
you.
I'm helping you, I have to take something from you. If I that is This is the kind
Yes.
of world that we are in.
Mm-hmm.
Unfair
You're
is
right.
not so much unfair. So much unfair.
You're
People
right.
are poor
You're
out there. They
right.
need people who can help them, and all that they do is just take advantage. Especially the young ladies who are coming up, who are
Mhm.
growing up.
Mhm. And what surprises me a lot of times is that there are other adults or other people around who will actually talk like, oh, well, shoot, she probably asked for it, how she
Exactly.
dress, and all this kind of stuff. And, they think, oh, they the age old, oh, she don't even look 12, she doesn't even look, she don't look it.
It's
Like,
a
come on,
shame.
you knew this. It's
It's a
crazy.
shame. The kind of world we are
Shame.
in now. It's a shame, and it's so sad. Now
Yes.
we pray
Yes,
that
it is.
God will intervene, because it's a shame. It's a shame.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
it's a shame.
Hmm.
All
A
right,
serious
guys. So if
issue.
you just tune in, this is the Pink Room Show with Princess Roy, and I've got our my guest today with me, Apostle Stan Shaw. She is with us today, all the way from the Caribbean, right? And we've already started discussing about our show. We've done our funny segment, our what is going on segment. And then today we're going to go into a different direction. You know how we do it on the Pink Room Show? We pick a topic from our the top question from our audience, and then we discuss about this. But today we're going to a different direction. We're going to have Apostle. She sent me a message, said, Princess, I want to come on the Pink Room Show. And I said, okay. But then I'm being led into a different direction for her to share. I don't know what she's got. Okay, whatever I'm gonna hear today, whatever you're gonna hear today is gonna be a new thing to me, because I don't know her story. I don't know what she's been through. I don't know anything about it, and neither I know you don't know as well. But whatever it is, I was just touched, right, to allow her to share her story. So I'm believing that this story is going to touch me, it's going to touch you, it's going to make a difference in our lives. And whatever she went through, she will tell us how she came out from whatever she went through, so that we can also learn from it. If we're going through the same thing, we will know how to escape out of what we're going through. So please keep on sharing the link. We are live now on Roy Network on YouTube, Aberdeen TV, YK TV Nigeria, Lively TV UK, and our distributors are Universe Network USA. Okay, so Apostle Stanshaw, today we're going to give you the platform to share your story with us, what you've been through, and how you came out from it. We talk much about the relationship issues and all that, but we want to hear your story. What have you been through, and how you came out from what you went through?
All right. Okay. Trying to think of where I should start.
That.
But I'll start from my early childhood,
Right,
growing up in the village of Clear Hall, where I'm actually still residing. And
right.
at a very young age, I was always a person who had a sense of I don't want to use the word purpose, because I would not have known, that at that particular age. But I was
Right,
aware that I was on the earth for a specific reason, but
right.
I had no idea what
Mm-hmm.
that reason actually was. but it was
Right.
just something that that would spring up in my mind, in my consciousness, from
Right.
time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And there were certain instances where I would hear the voice of God, just
Mm.
right there, some, just right, like he's standing right next to me and just saying, you were born to do great things.
Right.
Now, this happened at different intervals, from
Mm.
4, 5, in my primary school years, high
Mm.
school, going into college. But
Right.
throughout those years, even though, growing up in church, being very active in Sunday school and all this kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
there were a few things that kind of, distracted me,
Of
you know,
course. That is what
from
happens every
that,
time. Yeah.
yeah, distracted
Mm.
me a bit from
Mm.
that particular search.
Yeah.
But one of the main things was, for me, it was not
Mm-hmm.
really God. God was not the issue for me. It was not church. It
Mm.
was just, I just felt within myself that I wanted to live my life. There are
Right.
things
We
that
all come get
I
to that
have to
level.
experience. Yeah, there
That's
are
it.
things I have to experience,
That's it.
before I go to God, before I live whatever this life is supposed to be. I need to
Right.
party. I need to hit up
Right.
the club.
Right.
I need to date. I need to
Okay.
have sex. I need to,
Right.
there's some things I have to get done, before I wrap this fun part of life up.
Okay. So you've been to the club. You've been to the club before. So what was
Yes.
your experience in going to the club? Because I haven't been to the club before, so we want to
Oh,
know
you've never been
how
to
was
that?
the experience?
Okay.
No.
Well, this is the thing. You know how, you spend your life watching your parents or older people or other friends who have the leeway, who their parents allow to go everywhere. And
Right.
you're like, oh, I wish I could have gone to this place or that place.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then you say, oh, when I get to this age, I can't wait till I'm 18 so I can get
That's
out the
it.
house and go where I want.
That's it.
I get to 18,
Mm-hmm.
I start going to these clubs, going to these places, and after a while, I'm just like, wait a minute, this don't make no sense. I'm running into the same people at
Right.
every single spot, listening to the
Right.
same music over and
Mm-hmm.
over and over and
Mm-hmm.
over and
Mm-hmm.
over
Mm-hmm.
again.
Right.
And, after a while, I kind of got bored. But
Mm.
even at that
Okay,
time,
so
I
it
always,
comes to the point whereby when you go to the club and all that, you get bored of it because
yes,
it's like the
after a
same
while.
thing
But I
all
mean,
over again.
yeah, this didn't happen right away. I'm just saying, just the club, just going to the clubs. But
Right.
I was still going out. I went to, um, well, no, let me back up. I was actually in the music industry. So I sang in one of our top gospel, hear me now, not gospel, sorry, Lord. Lord, there was nowhere near gospel. One of our top secular bands.
Right. So you were in
One
the
of our top
secular band.
jam band. Yes, a jam band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was singing with that band as a backup
Hmm.
vocalist. For a
Right.
while, I entered the Soca Monarch competition. I
Okay.
entered the female calypso competition because I'm a good songwriter, and I can
Right.
sing. I can hold a note or two. But
Right.
somewhere along the line, maybe around 2002 or so,
Right.
um, I was getting a bit wary of that. The reason being,
Mm-hmm.
I kept saying, I don't think this is for me.
For
I don't
you.
think this is
Yeah.
how I want
Yeah.
to express myself. You
Right.
know, I
Right.
kept remembering something that one of my high school teachers had told me,
Mm.
and she wrote in my book, my yearbook, and she said, always be a woman of principle.
Right.
And it was just something that came back to me at that time, and I said, why am I doing this? Am I
Mm.
doing this just to fit into the culture? This is not
Mm.
who I
Mm.
really am. So
Yeah.
hence that search
Mm-hmm.
was on again. That search was on again.
Mm. Mm.
And coming out of college, in
Yeah.
2004, I
Mm-hmm.
was at a place where I was feeling very, very depressed, because
Okay.
I was just not getting any answers. I had my
Right.
Bible. I was reading the Bible. I was doing all
Mm-hmm.
this stuff, but
Yeah.
nothing was really adding up. you know,
Right.
and even along that journey, those
Mm-hmm.
several years, I was dating a few persons. I dated a few persons throughout those years.
Right. Right.
And yeah, well, let me back up. My first, boyfriend,
Okay. Yeah.
like way back, like I was 12, when I was 12. Don't
Right.
judge me. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
Okay. So you started
But he was
dating.
a
How
good
is
kid.
it?
He was a good kid. 12 years old.
Okay.
And we dated for quite a few years. But it's
At
like
the age
God
of
just kept
12. So
saying,
how old was your boyfriend then? How old was he?
he was just 2 years older than me. Yeah.
Right. So
He was
you
just two
two
years
young
older. Yeah.
little kids.
Yes, two youngins, and we were star athletes. I played basketball, he played basketball. One of
Right.
them things.
Right.
Yeah, but
Right.
over the years, it was just it's the voice of God.
Right.
I kid you not, it was God
Right.
just saying, nope, this relationship is
Right.
not right. I
Right.
date somebody else.
Mm.
He's not right.
Right.
I got into this other relationship with this guy that was an athlete. We were on the same track team.
Mm.
We dated right until I got into university.
Okay.
After my first year, in the midst of my first year, I should say.
Mm.
I remember this distinctively, and I'm sure some of people out there can relate. I remember being in my dorm room, and I
Mm.
get a phone call from one of my best friends at that time. Well, she's still my best friend, but at the time, she called me and she said, "Oh, do you know that so and so is going out with my sister?" I'm like,
Right. Okay.
"What? What? What? What?
Was
What? What?
that was it the same person you were dating then?
What you say?" you know. And
Right.
now, you're at a place where you're thinking about, okay, how you gonna spend your life with this person, blah blah
Right.
blah, and then you get
Right.
this crazy phone call. Now, you guys would
Mm.
have probably thought, okay, Apostle, I know you broke down, I know you were crying, I know you
Mm.
thought life was over, but I actually was not. I was not
Okay.
upset. So
Okay.
I called him and I said to him, I said, you know what? You go do what you got to do. You go live your life.
Right.
And he
Okay.
thought, I was working this mad woman psychology on him. So he
Yeah.
wasn't too
Yeah.
sure, like why I was so calm. But
Right.
it was at that particular time, God was saying, hey, forgive him, just let it go.
Mm. Mm.
And I did that. And the thing about it is, up until this day, they're still married and have kids, right?
You're
But
joking. So you
my
think
journey,
your boyfriend, your serious boyfriend that you think that you're going to marry,
yes,
I mean,
my
what
best friend's sister,
relationship with your sister, your own sister?
my best
Was
friend's
you, was you
sister.
aware? Was the guy aware that both of you were sisters?
No, 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 no. My best friend's sister, he married.
Okay, okay. So is that
Yes,
your best friend's sister? Okay.
yes,
Did he
yes.
know? Did he know that you were friends? Your friends were, you know, he
Oh,
knew.
yes. Oh, yes.
The
Oh,
guy
yes.
knew.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Oh,
Okay.
yes. It's wild. Yes. So
Okay.
that was a defining moment in my life. I began to ask myself some very serious questions.
Yeah.
And I began to say, okay, Stancia, what is it that you truly value out of life? What type of
Right.
woman do you really want to be?
Value. Value.
The
It's very
decisions that you're
important if we
making.
know our values, isn't it? Because we talked about
Yes.
this on the show.
Yes.
Your values.
Mhm.
Sometimes some women, we do forget about our values. We do throw our values anywhere and we give it to people to trample on. Our values is very important. If you know your value, people will know how to treat you. But if you don't
Right.
know your values, people will mistreat you and treat you anyhow, and you are going to accept that, and then you will be messed up. Your values, and I like that point. Values, right?
Yes. Yes.
Mm,
I really seriously began to ask myself those questions at that
right.
particular time. And I decided, to move on.
Mm-hmm.
And did I get in more relationships? Yes, I did. You know, and
That 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 one did not stop you. It did not
I mean,
stop
I got
you.
molested there, but
But it did not stop you.
did stop me. So
Right.
but they were more like bouncing back relationships, just
Right.
trying something to try something. But
Mm,
this particular one
right.
really put a stop to all of that. My last relationship, it was back in, I believe, around 2006, between 2006 2007.
Right.
And I believe this is important because it was someone that, we're still good friends up to this day.
Right.
And we actually had plans, to get married. Spoke to my parents, spoke to my dad,
Mm.
I even remember my dad saying to him, "Okay, so you can afford to take care of her. You have money, you know."
Fathers,
You
fathers.
know, my dad was grilling him, right? And
Right.
I remember feeling very nervous, you know, like, oh my God, I hope he gives the right answer, you know. But not too long after that, you know,
Mm.
God began to say to me, don't marry this guy. So I'm
Right.
like, what you mean don't marry this guy? God, don't
Okay.
tell me I got it wrong again.
Right. So before you heard that, was it a clear voice, or was it something that was in your spirit, or something that, like, your instinct or something? How did you hear about the God saying that don't marry this person? How did you hear
Yeah.
it? Because many of us, what we do, the reason why, sorry for cutting you, but many of us, the reason why we tend to do, or the reason I'm saying that is that we sometimes
Mhm.
hear some things, right? We hear
Yeah.
voices, or we hear God speaking to us, but then we don't, I don't know if we don't realize, or we don't recognize that this is what God is telling us, and then we tend to
Yeah.
think that, oh, maybe it is something that we just hearing, or oh, maybe, then we start to think about the person, thinking, oh, maybe
Mhm.
he's good at this thing, or sometimes we see there's the red signs, or whatever that they call it. We know that this is not right. This person is doing certain things that is not good. Maybe they don't cherish our value, or they not value us, or they are doing some things that it's not right. But somehow,
Right.
women, what we do is we blind our eyes from it, for thinking that, oh, it's okay, oh, he's gonna do, oh, it's okay, and then we end up. So tell us, how did you find out that this is what God is saying, and how were you able to come up from there? Because it can be very difficult.
Yes. It was very difficult because I was
Right.
confused. I'm going to tell you, I was confused and I started to bind the devil. I was like, devil, you is a
Bind
liar.
it.
That is not. Oh, yes. Like, no way. Like, what? Uh-uh. God ain't going to bring me
Right.
this far to leave me.
Why were you binding? Was it anything special about him that was making you not to think about any, don't want to hear about that? Was it that
Because
special to you? What was it about him?
he was, I mean, we got along. I mean, we had like interests. We were both into music. He was into radio.
Mm,
I'm in radio.
mm,
You know,
right.
I had, he was a DJ. You know, it was just a lot of things that we had in common, and we were
Come on,
just
yeah.
good
Mm,
friends. You know, and it was
right,
just easy to get along with him.
right,
Now, I'm gonna tell you, there were
mm,
some things that I did observe from a
right.
spiritual standpoint where I
Mm-hmm,
said, okay, I felt like I was growing more in my relationship in God because I was a young Christian back then,
right.
and
Mm,
I felt like he wasn't moving fast enough, you know.
mm-hmm,
But I
mm-hmm.
said to myself, you know what, Stancia, that's all right. You give that to God. I mean, we can work
Yeah,
this out because we don't really have problems in terms of
right,
getting along.
right. But
Person to
my question is,
person.
sometimes we always say that, oh, God will have his way, or whilst we
Yes.
make our own choice and we bring it before God and say God is going to do it, how would God do it if you made that choice?
I said God will fix him.
How is he going to fix it if you made that choice?
That's what I said. But
Lady, is because many of us, we do a lot of mistakes, and we get ourselves in the dangerous hands. One of my pastors said to me that he said something. He said it is dangerous. There's some relationship that you go in. It's dangerous to lose your life, or to even be in that relationship or something. He said something that was very deep, and it
mhm.
scared me to death. I was like, really? He said, yeah.
Wow.
There's some people that you be in relationship. It's better. It's like you are dead already or something. He used some strong word that, honestly, I was scared.
Yes,
It
yes.
shocked me,
And
honestly.
yes, and I'm telling you, there were some little signs. You know, God has
Mm,
a way of confirming things because
right.
you see, this is what I love about God. He knew that it was something difficult for me to
For you
understand,
too.
and
Yeah.
He wanted
Mm,
it to be so clear. So it
right.
was a series of things. And I remember
Mm,
one afternoon when I made up my mind that I was going to say, "Hey, this is over."
mm,
Um, I was sitting in my office and
mm.
I was watching this particular pastor, Pastor Shirley. I can't remember her name right now, but anyway,
All right.
from the USA, and she was preaching a
Yeah.
message,
Yeah. I think
and
I know.
she said just exactly what she said at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
was the exact answer that I needed. She said, if you don't do what God is telling you to do right now, I guarantee you, you will be jacked up. I'm just
Right.
paraphrasing. She's like, you better
Right.
do it. Don't you dare question, blah, 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 blah. Of
Mm-hmm.
course. Okay. I took that in. I said my hallelujah and my amen. I picked up the phone because I said, all
Right.
right, I'm blessed. I got the word. I pick up the phone
Right.
and I go, I have to tell you this. God wants to, and then I'm like, no, it's the devil. It's wrong. It's wrong. I'm getting this wrong. Oh no. But this is what happened.
Right.
Look,
Really?
I stopped in midair and I was like, mm-mm, mm-mm. I think it was
Oh
the wrong
dear.
word. I think I interpreted it wrong. No.
Hmm.
And then it was just the way how he said hello. I thought I made a wrong bad decision, you know. And
Right.
but
So at
hear
that
this.
moment, you couldn't break up with him.
Yes, but here this is what happened. When I said what I built up the courage and I said what God told me to say.
Right.
And he laughed. This hideous laughter. I don't even think he's conscious that
Right.
of that laugh. Even if I tell him up to this day, I don't think he would even know what I'm talking about. But
Right.
I just heard this hideous laughter when I was
Right.
about to say, let's get back together.
Right.
Let's make this work. And
Wow.
that stopped me. I realized that was God saying, okay, oh yeah, you want to say something else? You were thinking of saying
Mm,
something else, you
mm.
know? And I said, okay, I'm pretty clear what this is. And when I
Right.
told him, I told him, all right, this is what God said. He said, I think this is mutual. Those were his words. He said, this is,
Really?
you know, he said, I'm not gonna fight with God.
Really? Are you sure?
Seriously.
Are you sure that that was mutual, or there was something that he was thinking of doing, or he was doing something else,
Who knows? Because this
or
is what God
his
said to me.
intention wasn't to be with you for whatever,
Who
or to marry you
knows?
or something.
Who knows? Because this is what God said to me. God said, if you
Hmm.
marry this person,
Right.
in 5 years, you will be divorced. I guarantee you it. This is what
Right.
God said. And that was
Hmm.
very, very clear. And so
Hmm.
you know what? I said, okay, all right. God is being very specific now. Okay.
Hmm.
I know
Hmm.
this ain't no joke. All right. So
Right.
I did what I had to do. And the Lord told me that in the right season of my life, the right time, that I'll be married.
Right.
He has the right person for me.
Mm-hmm.
Now here I am. It's 2022. I'm not married yet. I'm still single.
It's right. Right.
um,
So
God
see,
is
if you
doing a
don't
work.
take care, you might think that what you had was wrong, but it wasn't wrong.
No, it was not wrong. It was not
Right.
wrong. I
Right.
mean, to this day, I realize, wow, okay, God, we really have to listen to God because I was
Yeah.
just saying it to a friend just yesterday, and I was saying, sometimes we think that we can make the situation how we want it to be in our own power and might. And we say, well, if
Right.
I make it work,
Right.
it will work. But it's not a
Hmm.
matter of you making it work so you can feel comfortable. It's a
That's
matter
it.
of it being right. You know, is it
Hmm.
right? It can
That's
be
it.
good, but not the will of God. And that is the difference. And so
Right.
I just had to walk away from a lot of good things,
Hmm.
but knowing that they weren't right for me. You
Right.
understand? So,
Yeah.
it has been quite a journey, since then,
Yeah.
just trusting and believing God for his will,
Hmm.
to come to pass. So,
Right.
those some very crucial moments, in my life,
Right.
um, all those years ago.
But I think it
Yeah.
was good that you because God warned you, and we, like I said, we always do this mistake. We instead of we listening, and it's not only women, some men as well. We going into
Yeah.
something, we find ourselves in something, and we hear it clearly. The signs are so clear to us, but we still feel like, when we bound ourselves with this kind of thing, we always on the Pink Room Show I always talk about people take sex to be love. you know.
Yes.
When we get ourselves with this all
Yes.
this emotional thing, bind ourselves with sexual activities, and then we get click up and with emotional is attached, and our souls is messed up, connected to each other, and we think that, oh, he is for me. So it becomes so difficult for us to detach ourselves, even when we hear the voice, like you were binding the
Yeah.
thinking that no, 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 this is the devil, but God was warning you.
Mhm.
We see the
Yes, he
thing.
was.
Some men as well will see it clearly. This woman is not for me. This woman is not for me. But then, oh, we've already been into it. We've attached ourselves with all these sexual things and all that. So we think that, oh, it's okay. And then we get ourselves, we got married. We either we divorce, or if you don't divorce and things built up and built up and built up, and someone will be killing the other. And not, I heard this story that this we shared on the Pink Room Show the last time that a man this couple who have been together for so long, and they have been, you know, helping each other. Now they became rich, they have money and stuff and all that, and then the girl found out that the guy was cheating and all that, and it became all this social media, like it's something that was on social media, you know. And they every time there's this abuses, abusing themselves, fighting, and they will post pictures and videos about themselves fighting on social media. You get what I mean? And the guy will come on the social media and show
Wow.
part of himself where he's hurt. The girl will show herself where, and then we're still together. And people were saying that, come on, you have to come out from this relationship. Come out from this
Yeah.
relationship on
Yes.
social media.
Yes.
And at the end of the
Yeah.
day, what I heard, a friend sent it to me and said, have you watched this video? Have you seen this video? And she sent it to me, and I was shocked. And
Wow.
according to the story, the girl wanted to take over their properties, their house, and then the girl went to the house to. I think the guy was out. She went to the house to take the house, you know, the document of the house, and then someone gave the guy a tip. He came to the house, forced himself into the house, and then when the girl saw him, she was trying to, you know, just to threaten the guy that if you don't leave, I'm going to kill myself. If you don't, you know. And she took this fuel or something with the light, want to kill herself. Right, and she, to me, I feel like, you know, she's just threatening the guy to say, you know what, if you don't do something, I'm going to kill myself. So
Right.
she did not mean it, right? But she ended
Right.
catching herself on fire.
Shh.
And according to the story, they said the guy, instead of the girl was trying to reach out to the guy, and the guy pushed her away, left her to get burnt and
Wow.
die. You see, these are
Wow.
some of the things that we do. And you said something that was really. You said the guy that you were with, he was in the same line. You know, your ministry, music. She was into radio. He was into radio. You were into radio as well. And this is what happens sometimes. Most singers or gospel artists find themselves with pastors because, oh, we sing, I sing, he's a pastor, he preaches, he's this. Many people are getting themselves married up and coming together because we are in the same church, because he's a pastor, because I'm this, I'm that. Maybe he is not for you. Maybe he is not for you. And then you hear the story about some pastors killing their wives, and some wives are all things going on. But the thing is, it doesn't matter whatever the person is. As long as the person is a God fearing person, that's what is
Right.
important. God fearing
Right.
person, you know, and he knows God, have a personal relationship with God. Names and title doesn't say anything. Somebody can call himself whatever it is, but he is not who you think he is. Or some
Hmm.
people have their own weaknesses.
Right.
So you get what I mean? So, like you said, sometimes we hear it, we see it, we have the everything is clear to us. But because we
Yeah.
have tied ourselves up with some activities and stuff that we weren't supposed to do, so now we are caught up into ourselves and think that, oh, he is for me, she is for me, and that's it. And then we get ourselves married, and down the lane we divorce. So maybe
Yes.
you would have married him, and now you're divorced with kids
Yes.
and whatsoever, and then
And
right.
all kind of stuff. Jesus.
Okay. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I've seen you tune in. Please send your comment. I've seen your comment on my WhatsApp, out on the YouTube, on Facebook. I've seen it. I'll try as much as I can to read them before we go. But please share the link on Roy Network and also Aberdeen TV, Lively TV, YKA TV. Please share and send your comment to us. and subscribe to Roy Network. Please subscribe so that next time we are on this show, you'll be able to have an alert, and then you can connect to us for us to have a great time like we're having by this, educate ourselves and motivate ourselves and encourage ourselves. Okay, so what else do you want to tell us about yourself, about after your relationship?
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
you're single,
Now,
right? You're single.
yes, I'm still
All
single,
right, so
but I
every man
wanna
that is
say,
watching, good men, listen, good men that are there. She is single, beautiful and
yes,
single. Okay, so we don't want to just don't just come. Come with right intentions, and if you don't, if you know you're not the right, don't even come. Okay,
don't bother.
don't even come.
That's so true. That's so true.
Right,
I want to say this because this is very important because I believe this will help a lot of people.
right,
You know how we do as Christians. We like to
mm,
say, "Oh, I'm waiting on the Lord." You know,
right.
a guy
Okay,
approaches you. You know, a guy
yeah,
comes up to you and he's like interested, or he just want to
mm,
take you out, or
right.
just have a dinner or a drink or something.
Hmm.
And you already put up your defense. You already got your scriptures out. You come with your
Right,
prayer shawl, everything. You
right,
like, I am
right.
waiting on the Lord. I ain't got time for
Okay,
this. Whatever.
we shouldn't say that, right? We shouldn't
Yeah,
say that.
we just say that. We
We
just
should. We
say,
shouldn't.
but I
Isn't that? It's
say
not a
that
good
again.
thing for us to say. We shouldn't say that, should we?
No, because what happened is one
Right,
time this guy, he
right.
said to me, he said, "You waiting on the Lord? How come you know I'm not from the Lord?" I said, "You know what? I really don't."
Right. Well, he got you there. He got you
But
there.
I was
He got
ready.
you there.
I'm
But
waiting on the
truly,
Lord. You leave me
right.
alone.
Truly. So how can we know that this one is from the Lord and this one is not from the Lord and this one is for us? And
Exactly.
that's the thing.
Ex-
It's quite
That's the
difficult.
thing. So it was a light bulb moment for me. Because,
Right.
I'm like, wow, how dumb is this? What am I doing? I'm like, God, I could have sent away, I could have driven away the right guy. What am I doing?
Right.
So I went
Right.
to God in prayer.
Right.
And this is what I did. I said, God, you know what?
Mm.
I have gained some wisdom, and I
Right.
realized that this is a foolish thing for me to keep going and saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because it's one thing to be waiting. Y'all hear
Right.
me? It's one
Mm-hmm.
thing to be waiting, but
Mm-hmm.
not knowing what you're waiting for.
Exactly.
That
Right.
is the problem.
That
You
is
don't know
deep.
what you're waiting on. So when
That
it
is
comes to
very
you,
deep.
yeah, I mean, you
Mm.
don't know what direction to turn in because you don't know what you're waiting on. You just throwing out Christian slangs or Christian thingies,
Right.
Christianese,
Right.
without any real substance behind it. And what I
Mm.
did, I went to God in prayer and I said, God, I'm gonna need some specifics. You have to give me something specific about my purpose so I don't make the wrong decision or I don't miss the right person going around with these
Right.
religious things, my religious
Right.
slogans, Christian
Right.
single slogan, whatever the
Yeah.
case may be.
It's
And
true.
advertising the wrong thing. So God really, did respond to that. And the Lord said, all right, now you sound wise.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so God, over time, it wasn't just boom, just like that, but over
Right.
a period of time, he
Mm.
began to give me specific insights as to the type of person he has for me, the
Right.
purpose that we're to fulfill.
Yeah.
And that carried me, for a while, for quite a while. I was like, okay, I know what God is asking me to wait for. I'm not just waiting on the Lord. I'm waiting for this type of man, and you ain't it.
Okay.
And
So,
then,
can you give us one example of, because many of us we so confused, like you said we'll be
okay,
saying, oh, we're waiting on the Lord, but then we don't know.
yes,
So how did
don't
God
know.
tell you that, okay, this is
So
the thing that you have
this
to
is
do,
what
your
he said
purpose
to
and all that?
me, because
Yeah.
yeah, it's nothing for me to keep a secret or anything, nothing secret.
Right.
But this is what God said to me. I remember him showing me the book of Ruth. And
Right.
I read this book of Ruth. I read it over and over. I'm like, okay, God, I think I've done my reading for today. I need some answers. Okay, Ruth,
Right.
Naomi, Boaz, what's going on? you
Mm-hmm.
know.
Who was?
But what God said to me, because you know how we are. I'm waiting on my Boaz. That was that thing. But I didn't catch that wave.
Is that what
I,
people
I
say?
don't
Because
want to be that.
I haven't heard that for so I haven't heard that before. So many
Yes,
women are saying that they are
everybody got
waiting
a
on their
Boaz.
Boaz.
Waiting
Right.
on their Boaz. And the thing about it is, God may not have assigned a Boaz to you. He may have
That's
assigned
it.
a David or a Jacob
That's
or a
it.
Joseph. He may have
That's
assigned an
it.
Ezekiel, come on, an Isaiah, and you waiting on Boaz. Like, come
No.
on, he ain't coming. He ain't coming. So, so,
Right.
okay.
Right.
So, I'm
Right.
telling y'all. So, all right. So I really, I said, okay, God, I understand. He says, okay, so you're like a Ruth. I said,
Right.
okay. He said, yes, you're like Ruth, and
Mm.
and then I will give you a Boaz. So
Right.
I said, okay, God, what does that mean? Because
Mm.
I can interpret that in so many different ways. Like, you gonna be
Right.
my Boaz, God? Like, am I gonna be a nun? Like, what's going on? And he said specifically that
Mm.
that what it means is that um I'm gonna have a husband. So I said, okay. God said, I'm giving you a husband. I mean, Boaz was became Ruth's husband. So I said,
Right.
okay, okay. So what God was showing me through the life of Ruth was that the person that He has for me is in another country. you know,
Oh,
and I'm
okay.
like, all right, God, thank you. So He
That's
said,
it.
okay, so
That's
if
it.
you don't waste your time with anybody coming up to you in Antigua, upon
Okay.
Barbuda telling you
Antigua
this and
men.
that, the other time, but they don't
Don't
want,
even
they
come.
lying. Yeah,
So
they
the
lying.
men in Antigua, please don't come closer.
Don't come, don't come. So that
Right.
helped me. You
Right.
see what I'm saying, folks? We
Yeah.
can get a word from God. He
Yeah.
can show us a scripture, but you
Yeah.
have to get the specifics that apply
Yeah.
to your life, to your
Yeah.
journey. Because I'm
Yeah.
not Ruth.
Right.
I didn't grow up in Moab. I don't know. I don't know that story. I don't live that life. I don't, you understand?
You're
I
waiting
don't
for your
know. What does
Boaz.
it mean? So I'm in Antigua. This need to make sense.
Right.
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 So I mean, we have to be real with God. The
Of
word of
course.
God is there to apply to your life.
Of
Not for
course.
you to see somebody doing something in the scripture and you like, oh, so that's my story. All right, I'm gonna be out in the field. I'm gonna be
That's
picking
it.
cotton.
That's
I'm gonna
it.
be picking wheat, God, and He gonna show up.
Right.
No,
Right.
that's not the story. And
Yeah.
then one of the
Mm.
things is that He told me is that we would be in the same field, all right,
Right.
in the same industry. So
Right.
those were some key things that really gave me a sense of, okay, all right, this is what God has in mind. And
Right.
he told me the vision that He had, that we're supposed to develop this
Mm.
entire Christian network and all
Yeah.
this stuff. And that was a vision that God gave me. So I have been waiting for God's right timing. I'm not
That's
gonna
it.
lie, there's
Timing.
been times I've been trying to
Timing.
get ahead of God,
Right.
and be like,
Right.
okay, trying to calculate,
Right.
okay,
Oh
so it's
yeah.
gonna be by this
Many
time.
many women
And
we
I'll
do
be
that.
like,
Yeah.
God,
Mm.
yeah, I'll be like,
We do.
God, I'm getting to this age,
Mm.
I'm got that age, God, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I don't know. The
That's it.
clock is ticking. I don't know what,
That's
I don't
it.
know. Is this and I'll be praying, I'll be like, God, are you sure that this is exactly what you have said, God? Is this clear?
Right.
Because but
Right.
this is what God said to me. He said, look, it doesn't matter what age you are. If I
Yeah.
said you're going to get married, if I say you're going to have children,
Yeah. But
it don't
do
matter.
is it necessary that we have to get married at a certain point of our life or a certain age? Because women we I don't know what is the reason.
No,
And I want
no.
to know where was it written that as a woman, if you get to an age of at least by 30 years and you're not married, then
Something
you're
wrong with
done.
you.
Where
Yeah.
where does it say that? Who put that time limit on us women? Especially, it's not about the men, it's women. A man can
Women.
marry at every age that they want, but for women, if not married by the age of 28, 30,
Mm-hmm.
you are
Yeah.
done. Like your time is
Yeah.
off. Who sets that timeline on our lives, and why are we allowing that to push us into things that and wrong hands? And because so many women be so frustrated. Oh, I'm getting 28 and I'm still not married. I still don't have any money in my life, and they push themselves into wrong hands. And listen, marriage is not, it's not
Exactly.
just like a game. It's not a game that you go into play. It's a
Right.
dangerous thing. If it's a game, then it's a very dangerous game, because you have to sacrifice yourself, like everything
Yes.
within you. So if
Yes.
you're not ready,
Yes.
don't push yourself into it. Women, if you're watching, nobody, it doesn't, I don't know where, if you're a Christian, I don't know where it says in the Bible. If you're a Muslim, I don't know where it says in the Korean. I don't know where it says in this world that a woman has to marry by the age of 30. If you're not by 30, you're not married, then you are off the market, or your time is, which time is clicking and which time is clocking. I want to know which time is clicking and which time is clocking. Because
Exactly.
everyone has got, God has planned for everyone. If someone is married at the age of 20, doesn't mean that you can marry at the age of 20. If someone is married at the age of 30, doesn't mean that you should marry at the age of. God has time for everyone. Timing is very
Yes.
important. Timing. So you know your time.
Timing.
And sometimes God is saving you from
Yes.
something.
I
God
realize.
is,
Yes.
you think when you marry it, you'll be okay. And people are, oh, I want to get babies. you get children and you become a burden. Do you know the reason why God is training you, taking his time for you to be matured before he gives you a child? Because
Wow.
if many women are mishandling their children because they have no clue how to handle
True.
kids. They have no clue, but I want to get pregnant. I want to get. I'm 30 years. I haven't got a baby. God wants to train you. It doesn't
So
matter. You're a
true.
Christian. You're not a Christian. You're Muslim. You're not a Muslim. Whatever you are,
Yes.
God has planned for
Yes.
everyone. It doesn't matter whatever it is. What he will give you today. The reason why he's not giving the child is not giving you today is because you can't handle that child. Many
My God.
people are ending up killing their children, frustrating their children, going through. Some women will have kids and they have depression, post-antenatal depression. They will never recover from it again.
It's true. It's true.
And mentally, they will be
Wow.
drained for the rest of their lives. So why are you
Yes.
rushing? Tell me, where does it say that a woman, if by 30 years you're not married, you are off the market? Nobody, no man loves you. No man, all kind of rubbish that we put in ourselves in. So we rush into things that we're not supposed to go in, and then we go. The thing is, you're going in because it's not your time. You go and come back, and then you
Right.
realize that at the age of 30, that's when you will marry, because that's when God made it for
Right.
you to marry. So it doesn't matter. You can go
Yes.
in 20 and you will come back until you are 30, and then you go in. And when you go in, that's when you're gonna be happy, because we need to be very careful.
Right.
Honestly,
So
we need
true.
to be very
So
careful.
true. And I want to throw this in because there was a particular time earlier on in my life where I remember reading about Paul. Lord have mercy, help me. Paul said, it's better to be single than to
You know,
marry.
yeah.
We all know. We all know.
Right,
And I
right,
was I was at a place where I had made up my mind. I was like, look, I'm gonna serve God. I'm gonna
right.
serve you, God. I have this fire for you, God. I was
Mm,
praying one of them prayers, man. And I was
mm,
like, God, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna be
right.
single. I'm gonna live for you. I'm gonna just do
Mm,
the work of God because I'm
yeah.
tired of these unreal relationships. They didn't work no way, God. So I'm gonna just give you my all.
Right.
I remember I was right there in my room.
Right.
Remember it like it was yesterday.
Right.
And I hear silence.
Right.
And there was nothing. There was nothing. And then all of a sudden, I felt like a gentle tap on my shoulder,
Right.
very gentle.
Mm,
And then I heard the voice of God say, woman,
mm.
this is not my will for you.
For you. Right.
Not my will for you to be single. So
Right.
rise up off your feet.
Right. Right.
All I could have done was just smile, and I was like, I hear you, God. Because it was just one of them prayers. You see, this is what
Yeah.
I'm saying. A lot
Mm.
of times we can have that zeal, the zeal for something good. Of course, it's good for me to
It's
want to
good. Yeah.
serve God and give Him
Hmm.
my all. That
Yeah.
that is good. But what
Yeah.
God is saying is, this other thing you talking about is not my will.
Right.
You understand?
That's it.
Because
Mm.
sometimes we want to make ourselves things, or we want to do something, to accommodate, or create our walls,
Yeah.
around ourselves,
Hmm.
as a means of protection. And so,
Right.
we say, yes, this is what I'm gonna do, because
Hmm.
I'm just tired of them, and they
Hmm.
ain't right no way. They ain't filled with the Holy Ghost. They're not anointed. They're not going where I'm going. You behind
Right.
me, and all this kind of stuff in the past.
Right. Right.
All the stuff we're saying, and
Hmm.
not understanding truly
Right.
what the plan of God is for
That's
our
it.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
True.
not because we hear about Mother Teresa, or we hear
Hmm.
about some other person who lived
Hmm.
a life a particular way means that's for you. You
That's it.
understand? That
That's
don't
it.
mean that's right for you. It's good for a season, but
That's
it's
it.
not the total will of God.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. True.
So
Hmm.
those are one of the things that we have to be very mindful too.
Right.
Some things I would hear some Christians get up and, not even just Christians, just regular folks, just get up and just like, hey, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna be
Mm.
this, I'm gonna get into this, I'm gonna get into that. And you're just like, okay, is that what you're supposed to be doing? Or
That's
this is
it.
just what you feel like doing?
You want to do.
And they're
Yeah.
like, it's what I feel like doing,
Yeah.
at this
My
time. Then
feelings.
they want you
Hmm.
to come and bless it. You must
That's
come
it.
and pray, come in
That's it.
agreement, with
Hmm.
them for it. And
Yeah.
then when it don't work out, they come back and they upset. They upset with
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
They feel
Yeah.
cheated.
Yeah.
So these are some of the hard lessons that I've learned
Yeah.
throughout life.
Right.
God had to, and what I want to say is that God had to have me unlearn that. It took about
Right.
3 years for me to
Right.
accept the fact. I'm gonna be honest, to accept the fact that God did not want me to be single.
Right.
It took 3 years for that to
Right.
digest, for
Right.
that to really just take root in my soul. I'm like, okay, God, all right. Because what? It's just like what you're saying. God
Mm.
has to do that work on you, because I have to now look at life like, oh, I have to share life with somebody. Oh, I
Right.
have to make room in my heart for some other person.
Of
Oh,
course.
I
Yeah.
can't just think about me. I can't just
Right.
get up and do whatever I want, catering to me. I'm Miss Independent. I turn my own key, or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't punch in or
Yeah.
out. I'm
Mm.
doing whatever I have to do. It's
Yeah.
like my mind now began to
Yeah.
change.
Yeah.
Over the years, God began to teach me what it
Yeah.
means to be a wife. And
That's
when we read
yeah.
that scripture where it
Exactly.
says, "He who finds a wife finds a
It's
good
a
thing,"
good thing.
you
True.
recognize early on that you have to
Right.
be this thing. This is
That's
not
it.
something you just get to say. You
No.
have to
No. No.
be.
No. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
You have to be ready.
Yeah.
When he finds you, you have to
Yeah.
already be the thing, not become
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
If it's like you said, you were waiting, you were praying. People say we're waiting for the Lord. If you're waiting, then
yes,
it's not the waiting shouldn't be that you're waiting for God to bring you the man, but the waiting
right,
to be that you waiting on God for God to prepare you to become a good
yes,
wife for that man that
yes,
God also is also preparing.
yes,
That's what's supposed to be the waiting. But
yes.
don't say waiting. I'm waiting for a man. Like Apostle said, she said, I was waiting. The man asked him, how would you know?
It could be me. What you
I was like,
know?
because sometimes you pray for certain things, right? And then you out because it's out of your feeling and your will. See, one of our
Mhm.
pastor's friend told me, he said, if you pray for certain things like that, the devil too can bring somebody into your life because you're praying out of your will
Exactly.
and your feeling
Right.
because you that's
Yes.
what you want. It's your feeling and it's
Right.
not the will of God. It's your will and your feeling that you want. So the devil too will bring somebody into your life. Like he says, somebody's praying, I'm praying for a rich man, I'm praying for a bank manager. Oh God, you pray your will and you pray your feelings, what you want.
Yes.
So the devil too will bring
Yes.
you a bank manager into your life who is
Exactly.
not from God, and then he will come and mess up your life. So if you say you're waiting,
Exactly.
then wait for God to prepare you because you were saying something about roots. And then
Mhm.
I always say that before Esther, if we go into the Bible, if you're not a Christian, please forgive us. And I know that some Muslims read the Quran and all these things are in as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a life thing that we want to learn. When we think about Esther, right? Esther, before Esther, all of them, all of the people or the ladies who were captured or whatever by them, the king's men or whatever, the king's his people or his servants or whatever it is. All those ladies were being prepared. They were all being prepared. They took time. I don't know how many. I can't remember how long they took, but all of them went through a preparation.
Yes.
They dressing, bathing, keeping themselves before they were brought before the king.
True.
Before they were all brought before the king. And everybody, your preparation is very important. In us, they were all being prepared. Everyone was individually preparing themselves. So how Esther prepared herself was how the king was able to choose her, because their preparation is what made her be chosen. So many women, we don't prepare ourselves. We don't prepare ourselves how to become a wife, right?
Right.
We don't know the things of the qualities of a wife. We've got no clue what a wife is, who is the wife, and what is the responsibility of a wife. And then we sit there praying, God, give us a man. Give us a man. We want this kind of man. We want this kind of man. We want great men. We want blessed men. We want rich men. Who are you? What are you also going to be to that man? What is going to be your responsibility to that man as a wife? So I think that what we have to do, no matter whoever you are that you're watching today, your preparation is very important than you thinking about the person who is coming to you. That person has to find you more prepared and more a wife quality, a wife, whatever the material. I don't know how many years of the material, but wife material or whatever it is. But the quality of a wife, who are you? Are you prepared to become a wife? The same as men. So many men will pray, I want a woman like this, I want a woman like that. Are you prepared to be a husband? How are you preparing yourself? I think the best thing for us to prepare ourselves, as a man, prepare yourself, get ready, know what marriage is. Many of us don't know what's called marriage. We don't know what about relationship. We don't know what about, we don't even know about women, how to handle women, the things about women. Then you go and marry a woman on the show. We have people say that women chat, they talk too much. You don't understand a woman. You don't understand a woman, and you want to have a woman to marry. It's impossible. Do you get me? We have no clue, but we want to jump into it.
Right.
You have no clue. It's like you're jumping into the sea and you have no clue what's inside the sea and you want to jump into it. If you go in there and there's a shark, there's a whatever it is, there's a starfish or whatever, what would they do to you? They'll kill you.
Exactly.
So you have to know what you're going into. Men, prepare yourself and learn how to handle a woman. Know the things about women, their emotions. You see, there's something about here in the UK, right? If a woman is pregnant, they try, the nurses and the doctors and the midwives, they try to involve the man. So they will actually buy a book, and some men are good at it. They will read how pregnancy is, what the woman's body will go through after birth, how they can help the woman, how they can take care of the babies. They have all the books they've written for you, so you know and have to do about what to expect. So those men who read when their wives give birth, so they know the procedure, they know how to the baby and everything. They know, because they know that if they don't give you that manual to read, you will have no clue how to even raise the child.
Right.
So that's what we're supposed to do. Prepare yourself as an individual. Prepare yourself. Whilst you're praying for the man out there, and you're wishing for the man out there, and you wanting that man out there. What are you doing for yourself? Because you're not prepared yourself, God can give you a great man, and you bring him down. You destroy yourselves because you don't know how to handle it. It's the same thing. Many people are praying for babies. You've got no clue how babies are, how sleepless nights you can be. I had my first son, and the day in the hospital, I remember my uncle asked me a question. I said, "How many kids do you want to have?" And because I'm the only child, I said, I want 10. Okay. I want 10 babies. Okay. And he said, do you even know what we are talking about? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm the only child. I want 10 kids. Okay, and then and then my first son at the hospital, he came to me and said, "Do you still want 10 kids?" And then I was like, "I said it, but I retract my words. I don't want any more kids because the experience I have to go through, the pain I have to go through." Then I realized that no, 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 it's not easy to have a baby. It's not even easy to have to go through pregnancy. So you get what I mean? I have no clue, I have no idea, I have no experience, I have no read about anything, and then I want 10 kids. How can I have 10 kids without me having no experience? Not knowing nothing about babies, knowing nothing about pregnancy, the pain you have to go through. Do you know what I mean? So some people, some women will be crying and crying, I want babies, I want child, I want kids, I want this, my time is clocking in. You go, madam, you have no clue about how babies is raising them, giving birth and raising them to the age of teenage, and the teenage, I'm telling you, I don't know what to say.
My God.
Honestly, I don't know what to say. I have a teenager, so I know what I'm talking about. It's not easy. It's another level, whatever it is. You get what I mean?
Right.
So we need to take our time. We don't have to rush. Don't listen to what people are saying. It is
Right.
this is the nature. We are in an environment whereby there's a creator over us. Okay, and we've
Right.
been thrown into, so nobody knows whatever is going on, nobody knows what's happening, nobody has no clue the end of this world. We don't know where we're going. We have no clue. So if somebody comes to your life and say, oh, this person gave birth at this person's this age, and this person got married at this age, so you have to know when and who and how. This is a very serious situation, and you've shared a lot to us today, you know, about how you prayed, how God told you that come out from that relationship, and even to the point of casting and binding the devil because of the
Oh yeah.
honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. So is there any other thing that you want to add to today? Because I think our time is fast spent. But
Wow.
there's a
Wow.
lot that has been
Wow.
shared on the show that
Yes.
I have learned a lot, to be honest, and I believe that people that are watching are also learning a lot. So is there any
Yes.
other thing that you think you want to share with us on the
Well,
show? Yeah.
I just want to just say, to everyone that um we have to become more conscious of the fact that God is present with us, that
Right.
Emmanuel is
Right.
with us.
With
And
us.
I've shown you, just a
Yeah.
little, insights into my journey of life, where
Right.
it wasn't about, okay, when you get saved, when you give your heart to the Lord, when you
Right.
go to church, that's when God is going to begin to speak to you. I'm
Right.
showing you that God has been speaking to me probably
Yeah.
since in the womb.
Yeah.
When I was called to my purpose, the Lord showed me the book of Jeremiah, in
Mm.
chapter 1, and where he says,
Right.
"Before I formed you in your mother's womb, I
You.
knew you."
Yeah.
That's what God
Yeah.
was saying. So it's
Hmm.
just a matter of us as people, as mankind, paying attention,
Right.
listening to that soft, still voice, and
That's it.
take the religion out of it. Take
That's it.
all that stuff out of it, because that kept me out of church, religion, and
Right.
all this da, 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 the
Hmm.
rigidity of nothingness.
Right.
I had a desire for a relationship with God, to
Right.
really know that a tangible one where I understood that He was real. But
Right.
it's just the fact that looking back at my life, I'm like, wait a minute, God, you was always there. The problem
Right.
was me. I was the
Hmm.
one who was running, trying to avoid you,
Yeah.
trying to do my own thing, and say, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And when I get done and old and tired, then I'm gonna come to you, God, and give you my years, or whatever. That was
Right.
my thinking at the time. But I realized, God just wants to be involved in our life. He
Right.
wants to be that guy. He wants to
That's
be
it.
that source. He wants to be that
That's it.
go-to.
That's it.
Because he wants to help us in our everyday life. You understand what I'm
Right.
saying? Just everyday
Yeah.
situations. God wants to be that person that we go to and say, hey, what do you think I should do? Because
Hmm.
let me just say quickly, and I'm close here. When I got into my ministry, which is Soar Rise Music International, um,
Right.
God gave me a vision, and
Hmm.
I have that document up to this day. the
Right.
Sunrise Blueprint. I think that's what I named it. And it had a description of everything that God was impressing upon my spirit that I will
Right.
do, that my ministry is supposed to do. An
Yeah.
award show, radio station, a magazine, this, that, events,
Yeah.
blah, 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 music
Mm.
festival, all these different things. And I wrote it down, and these things have come to pass, in within the
Right.
past 10 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I want to say this: at that particular time, which was in
Mm.
2010,
Right.
I went to a person who I was having a conversation with, who
Mm-hmm.
had like interest, like seemed like-minded, like passion and everything for what I wanted to do in terms of the gospel music industry here in Antigua. And so
Right.
when God gave me that vision, I did
Mm.
not ask God if that person was supposed to join with me. I just felt within my own self that it was
Right.
a good idea
Right.
to call
Mm-hmm.
that person
Mm-hmm.
and bring them on board. You understand?
Right.
Hear me now. So
Mm.
I get on the phone because I'm all excited. I get this vision and I write out this thing and I call him on the phone. And I'm sitting there.
Right.
I can remember sitting on my bed and I'm like, yo, bro, this and that and the other. Yeah, yeah, this is what God is saying. And he's sitting there and he's like, yeah, that sounds great. That sounds great. I'll be happy to be a part. And I'm like, okay, good. So we're gonna start come January, whatever. This was in 2011. And so when we got started and we tried to put the
Mm.
board together and everything just went south. But I was not paying it any mind. I still went on and we registered the company together. I started this festival, started to do all kind of stuff. And then all hell broke loose.
Right.
We began to have this tug of war, this
Mm.
battle of who is
Mm.
the visionary, who
Mm.
is the leader, who's taking
Mm-hmm.
orders from who, and this and that. And there was a whole series of other things that I don't want to say about,
Right.
in the public like that. But
Right.
let's just say on a professional level and different levels, we kind
Mm.
of had a lot of friction and tension.
Right.
And
Right.
this was someone that I invested a lot in, and I was
Right.
very hurt at the end of the day. But
Right.
by the end of our first year, we registered the ministry in 2013, and by the end of 2014, in
Mm.
November, right? It was in
Right.
November
Right.
that God removed this person out of my life. No,
Right.
we got into a little argument, not a little argument, we got into an argument.
Right.
And he wrote this letter, this thing to me. I still have it up to this day, saying how I'm this awful person in a nutshell,
Mm.
ungrateful, never helped him. I think I am all that, and blah, 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 he says. And he says, I'm moving on. I don't want nothing to do with this. And so he goes on. And I'm sitting there in my office wondering, what in the world? And you know what
Mm.
God said to me? You see how many times, you see how much years God waited to tell me that?
Yeah.
2010, I called this person up.
Right.
14
Right.
now. This is the
Mm.
grace of God. You understand?
Right.
And the God says to me, woman, did you consult me?
Thank you.
I said,
Thank
I
you.
said no. I said no. It
Right.
just hit me. And God said, this
Mhm.
is why all this trouble. I made all this trouble happen to get rid of him. Because
Mhm.
he was never supposed to be in partnership with me.
Part of
This is
it.
not my
That's the
fault.
thing. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it was an eye-opening moment for me. And
Right.
from since then, I said, wow. I say, okay, God,
Yeah.
any major
Yeah.
decision, anything that I gotta do,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
am seeking you first. Matthew 6:33
Yeah.
has become a thing I live by every single
Yeah.
day. And
Yeah.
that was a very major lesson that I learned that I
Yeah.
would like to leave with everyone.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah.
can be good. It can be
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
but it's
Yeah.
just not the will of God.
That's
Right?
it.
So
Yeah.
in that sense, to say
Mm.
not a bad person, but just not what God's
Yeah.
intention was.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
a role to play, but not that role. So
That's
we
it.
have to be, get the clarity about those things
True.
in our life. So,
True.
hey,
It's true.
I'll
It's
have to
true.
leave it there for now.
Yeah, yeah, it's very true. So I think I nearly asked a question about that part that it's not everyone that you see have the same vision with you or have the
Right.
same ideas is part of your journey.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
everyone that you see that having the same going the same direction with you is part of your journey. There are people that how God has already made to be part of your journey. And sometimes we walk with the wrong people many times and many times and many times until that, we waste so many years of our lives.
Yes.
And it happens in relationship, it happens in marriages. We will walk with one person. That person is not supposed to be. Maybe the person came to fulfill the purpose. He's done. Let him go. Let her go. And then we tangle ourselves and we be together forever and for many years. Distractions. The person will be a distraction from the thing that you're supposed to do because the person is because it's not part of your journey. It will be like, you know, a drag, the two of you. One is going here, one is going. There's no agreement, there's no nothing. And then you waste many years of your life.
Yes.
5 years, 10 years, 14 years, and then you go through and you say, I'm divorced. I'm not even sure if that woman was made for me. I'm not even sure that man was for me. But then what happened from the beginning?
Right.
There's a lot that we've talked about today, and I believe someone is watching. At least if one person gets it, I'm happy because at the end of the day, the impact that is important. It's not about how many is watching or 1,000 people watching. No, but one person, if
Right.
you get this and it changes your life, I will be happy
Yeah.
because we are making so many mistakes in our lives
Yes.
everywhere, especially divorces and stuff, it's so sad, and people are going into marriages, being with people that it's like you are a dead corpse, like you walk but you're walking corpse, like you live but you're not living.
True.
Every day you cry, every day you are sad, every day you are in tears, every day it's like the two people are together, but it's like living with an enemy. It's like somebody sucking your blood. It's sad, honestly. It's sad. So, like I said before, let's prepare ourselves. Forget about everything. Forget about whoever it is. And stop praying for that man. Pray for yourself and prepare yourself for yourself.
Amen.
And all that you have to do is pray that God will prepare that person for you.
Yes.
Don't focus on who the person is, how the person is, and whatever you want this, you want a rich man. Are you rich yourself? Do you have the money yourself? Are you working to be rich yourself? Are you working to be an independent yourself? Because someone can come into your life that you can put all your trust and everything in, and that person will disappoint you.
Right. Right.
Yeah, you can get the rich man, but if that rich man comes and he's disappointed, what will happen to you? That's why many women stay in the marriage because you prayed for a rich man. Rich man came, and now he's no more rich. What are you going to do? Are you going to cheat? Have another man? That's what some people are doing. He's no more the man I used to marry. What did you want to marry? Who were you before you came into the marriage? That's the question, right? So prepare yourself and work on yourself. Get ready if you want to marry, if you want kids, learn how to handle kids. Learn about pregnancy, whatever you have to go through before you give birth. Don't just be there and be crying for baby. Not I want baby. No, God will not give it to you if He knows you can't handle it, because you end up killing that baby. If you just end up killing baby, that baby will kill you. Honestly, you've got no idea. I'm telling you, women that have gone through antidepressant, what do you call it? Post-antenatal depression. That means
Yeah.
still recovering. You have no idea. And those kind of things, like something like you will never know. You will never know. You never know. It can be with you forever for the rest of your life after kids, because you have no clue. You think it's normal after baby. This is how it happens. So you will live with it for the rest of your life, and you be trained. So many women after marriage, their life changes, their dressing changes, their character changes, everything changes, and the man will like, my wife is no more the way she used to. The way she used to keep her hair is not the same. The way she used to dress, she's not like that. She's not the woman I used to be. You have no idea what she's going through.
Yeah.
The man has no clue about what is pregnancy. After pregnancy, what is going through happening. The woman has no clue. So they two of them living together. The man is complaining about the woman. That now she's this, she's that, she's that. The woman is saying, "Oh, it's a lot. It's too much." So whatever you want, forget about marriage, forget about babies, whatever you want in life, prepare yourself for that, so that when you have it, or when God gives you, you know how to handle it. If not, you will lose it. That's simple as that. That's what we're talking about today. So
Yes.
Apostle has shared her story to us.
Yes.
It's very interesting one, honestly. So if you missed it, please go back to Roy Network and watch it again, and watch all our other episodes, right? And also subscribe to the Royal Network so that every time we are live, you know what we do. We have very interesting topics that we talk. Very interesting, intriguing. Like you know me now, interest that we share on the show, and it's gonna get bigger because now we're gonna allow people to come on the show to share their stories, right? Very touching stories as well. Whilst we along the line, or we also discuss, we pick up the topic from our audience. So don't stop sending out your questions. Please keep sending your questions. We will also discuss your topics on the show, your questions for the show, and yeah, that's what we do. The whys, the who's, the hows, and the don'ts, and the do's. We're here to do with you. Okay, I've got some yeah, I've got some messages here. Yeah, comments. So I have Mr. Christine. Hey, that's my dad. It's a nice discussion. Thank you. And I have Eunice. It's so true. Wrong people together will never be right. Exactly. Exactly. Wrong people together will never be right. Right. And the problem is some people also think that they know everything. They think they are right, they're right, and right. They're not ready to learn. Okay. When you agree to be in a relationship with somebody, or you agree to marry somebody, be ready to learn because nobody is perfect. You're coming from a different angle, she's coming from a different angle. The two of us, two of you have come together. You have to be ready to learn. Learn about that woman that you are in. If you have found yourself in that marriage already, be ready to learn. Because if you don't learn, you think you know too much. If somebody said to me, if you think you know too much, don't go into marriage. Stay single. Oh yeah, because if you think you are enough for yourself and
True.
you know everything, don't go into marriage. Be single and live your life the way you want it to be. Because if
Right.
you go into marriage, you are going to learn. You have to learn. The things that you will do that your partner will not like it. He will tell you and be ready to learn. If you learn and you people communicate and all this, marriage will be so easy. But we've got not, everybody is in it with pride. Pride cannot make marriage work. It will only destroy it. If everybody is ready to learn and listen to each other and communicate, marriage will be so easy. I think so, and I know so. Right. So I have Helen Francis. Hey, that's my church mother. God bless you for watching. Said women know what you want. Okay, yeah. She said women know what you want, not what is available. All right, that is deep. Your
Mm.
value, your value and identity is very important. Thank you. I like that. I like that.
Yes.
And she said, hence, you will
Wow.
continue to force yourself on a man. Exactly.
Mm,
I think
mhm.
she has already concluded it for us.
Yes,
That's
that
it.
sums it up.
Yeah, knowing your value. Knowing
That's good.
your value as women is very important. If you know, see, it took me a long time to realize this thing. I had last
Yeah.
month we had a show, and I have my sister. She's like a sister to me, Sambra, and she's based in Canada, and she keeps on talking about value, 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 and I didn't get it. I didn't get it until I spoke to her after the show. I said, I want you to help me with this because she's a life coach, right? So she's got all this experience, and she talked about value, and then I had to go sit down and ask myself that what's my value?
Right. Right.
I have to ask myself what is my value? What is my value? Now I'm going to add this to it. My identity. What's my identity too?
Yes.
Because if you don't know your value, honestly, everyone will kick you around. Trust me. And you like my Mrs. Helen Francis is saying that Pastor Helen is saying that hence you will force yourself on a man.
Yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
Well, I think I don't know what to say. Okay, so Apostle Stanshaw, please tell us more about what you do. There are people who just joined that will not hear what you say. You were saying things about your awards or something. We want to know more about it and then where we can find your social media handles and all that, please. Before we finish, because
All right. Well, I am the owner of Sunrise Radio, which is
so right video, right? Okay,
multi-award radio, internet radio station.
right.
Also the Sunrise TV, which is an online TV station, which is I'm going to relaunch next year. on another
Right.
platform. Also, I'm the editor of the Reading Public magazine. I do that,
Right.
and also, my goodness, I host gospel events. I'm going to be
Right.
launching the 5 days of awesome music festival next year. It's going to
Right.
be this summer, 4th to
In
the 8th.
Antigua,
But
yeah?
yes, in Antigua,
Antigua. Right.
on the 4th to the 8th. Now, one of my pride and joy is the Antigua Barbuda Gospel Music and Media Awards.
Right.
Actually, I'm the founder of that and the only person actually in the on the island and in the region that hosts an
Right.
event that's in this particular format. There are a few, but
Right.
my particular event focuses on awarding persons in radio, in TV, journalists, also music categories, and then I have honorary awards. So
Right.
it's a 2 day event, and I'm actually just came out of my 8th year just
Wow.
two,
Well done.
2 weeks ago.
Congratulations. Right.
Yes, yes, yes.
Well
So
done.
it's been quite a journey, and I'm just grateful. And you guys can follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter at Stanshaw C. That's
Right.
STANSHAW, capital C. And you can also follow me on Facebook. I have another page called Apostle Stanshaw C. You can
Right.
follow me there as well.
Right.
And yeah, you'll find everything else that I do
Right.
through those platforms. Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks for having you. There's a lot of text messages and I'm having, I think that time is fast spent. So if I'm not able to read your message, please forgive me. Next week I'll try and read it. I always say that, but I always, because every time we have a lot of messages and all that. Please, if I'm not able to read your message, please forgive me. Um, Thank you once again for coming on the show, watching us live on the Pink Room Show. It's myself, Princess Roy, from the Pink Room, and Apostle Stan Shaw, all the way joining us from Antigua, the Caribbean, isn't it? Right. And it's been amazing. I'm going to Antigua very soon. I'm going to visit there to have a feel of the land. Right.
Oh,
Yeah, it was amazing having you, and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. So hopefully we'll have you back on the Pink Room Show, and then in the future we'll definitely do something together. So thank you for your time, and thank you for coming on the show, sharing your life story, and blessings other people. Thank you so much.
thank you.
All right, we're gonna say bye to you now, and then we'll see you another time.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye. Right. So, guys, this month, right, is the November episode. So, if you were able to join us, I believe you had a great time. It has been a great talk show today, and we've really, really had a good time. I've learned a lot, and I believe whoever that watched has also learned a lot. Please share the link, subscribe to Roy Network, and also share the link with your friends and families. Right. So I have something special for you. You know, next month is December, right? December, and we're gonna have our Christmas. So we have gifts for people that it's something that you have to win. You have to win for yourself. Okay, win. So we have a cash prize of £50. Okay, cash prize of £50 to be won if you're watching, right? And we have you seen today? Some people, because I always wear pink when I'm in the pink room. Pinky room, I always wear pink, but today I wear the pink room show. Right there we go. Okay, the pinky room show. Um, that's okay hoodie. So if you want one of these, right, you need to win it. Okay, we have our pinky room show, the mug. Okay, can you see it well? All right. Why am I moving at this too? Okay, so that's it. So you can see, yeah, we have that one, and we have this one too, the Pinky Room Show. We have the mug, okay, all right. We have Pinky Room Show. We have pens, books. We have our T-shirts and all that. So if you want to win yourself something. Don't forget, £50. The first person is going to win £50. The other person, second person is going to win himself £20. And then you win yourself the hoodie, a mug, okay, a pen and pencils, right? So all that we want you to do, okay, so subscribe to the Roy Network, okay, and then after subscription, take a picture of it and then email us, right, on our WhatsApp. Email us to the Pink Room Show. Our email is the Pink Room Show at gmail.com. All right. And also our WhatsApp number, right? Let me give you the WhatsApp number so you can also WhatsApp us with a picture of you subscribing and also sharing to many as you can to win yourself £50 cash. £50 cash, okay? And £20 cash, and also a hoodie, a t-shirt, and our mugs, okay? You can email us to the Pink Room Show at gmail.com with a proof of sharing, okay? And also subscribing. And also to our WhatsApp number is 0044 741 7503 503. Okay, so 0044 7417 503 503. Okay, and also now, as we used to do the Pink Room Show, we used to invite celebrities. We used to invite our guests to come on the show, and then we'll discuss about topics. Now we want to also invite people, like we had Apostle. She approached, she sent a message, said, I want to come on the show, and she has a story to share. If you have any story that you want to share to encourage someone out there, to motivate someone out there, please, you can also get in touch with us, and we'll allow you to come on the show, share your story with us. And then not only sharing your story, if you want, after sharing your story, you're going to also have something special from us, okay? We'll also give you something for coming on the show. So if you want to come on the show to share your story, we are open for you to come. Email us. Our contacts are on the screen. Email us and we'll invite you to come on the show. Christmas is coming. If you want to celebrate someone, a woman, a man, a mother, a father, an auntie, anyone who has been good to you throughout the year 2022, you can also send the names to us via our email and also our WhatsApp, and then we will celebrate the person for you on the Pink Room Show. Okay, so I'm gonna leave you here. Don't forget to watch the show again. If you miss the show, go to Roy Network or the Pink Room Show on YouTube and watch it again. Also, Aberdeen TV, Lively TV, and YKA TV. All right. So I'm going to say bye to you. Thank you for watching, all my viewers. Thank you for watching, and God bless you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a good week and enjoy the rest of the month. May God be with us all. Take care. I'm going to say bye-bye from me, Princess Roy, to you. Love ya. Bye.